I'd buy that for $1.
Hey guys, I hope all is well. I'm here to do a pickups video off the back of going to, an absolutely fantastic toy place in Essex in the UK, in a town called Halstead, which is kind of where I've got some family around there. So went on a bit of a mission with my sister. For a while she's been, look, you need to check this place out, be right up your street. And various COVID and a few other blooming reasons over the last, few months, perhaps a bit longer than that. We just kind of struggled really to meet up, and we just haven't had time to check this place out. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. The place is called Retroformers. It's been there for, I think it's a couple of years or so. I think it opened about 2020. 90% toys, and 10% video games, and within the toys, there's a good healthy mix of retro stuff. What I call like more modern retro, as in some of the He-Man kind of lines, and some of the kind of the reissued other toys, but going back to the old classics. There's some Lego in there as well, some newer Lego, some old Lego, a lot of tabletop stuff if you're into that. But like the Dungeons and Dragons and the Warhammer. I think it's all like Blood Bowl. A big old section on that. Some kind of old cuddly toys, but going back to the days of old. Had a really cool Krusty the Clown bag, which one of us probably should have picked up. But yeah, really cool thing. And yeah, I picked up a few bits. Prices were like exceptional, like really good. Even they've got a bit of a bundle price by putting it all together. But even that aside, I thought it was very good value. Paul, I didn't catch, not that he's probably going to see the video, but I missed the name of the guy. I wasn't the owner, but the guy that was there looking after the shop when we visited. Really informative. We were there over like an hour or so, and he was talking through various bits, his own kind of interests, some fantastic stories that he'd himself had, and some bits about his collection. Even got offered a cup of tea. Where does that happen? It was absolutely fantastic. So thoroughly recommend. I don't know if they post stuff out. I mean, particularly the oldest items, probably more fragile. So I don't know if it's just a kind of physical shop, physical store to go and visit. But it's worth, even if you're not really close, it's worth the detour. It's of a good size. You can spend quite a bit of time in there. And there's other places. I mean, Halstead itself is like beautiful. Say town stroke village, but there's a lot of like boutiques and charity shops and other good things to get involved in. But yeah, I wasn't expected to come away with some of those bits. There's no kind of holy grails or like really rare items, far from it, but just things I can kind of relate to, a bit nostalgia, or just some kind of cool items. And I'm looking around because I really don't know where to start. There's certainly an item I'm going to leave till the end, but perhaps we'll start with Transformers. I didn't pick up Transformers figures. I got a couple of books, but they are brilliant. We'll start with this one, Ladybird book. One of my absolutely favourite characters, like Laserbeak. So he kind of went into like a raven or eagle, but back into the cassette, and then fitted inside another Transformer. So there was the books, and got vague memories of having some of them, and even that. Look at that, you've got like a summary page on the Autobots and a summary page on the Decepticons, with their kind of the leaders and bits. So yeah, I do remember these, but what I didn't remember was they also did a bit like the read-along range. They called them something a bit different. Telltale was kind of the Ladybird equivalent of read-along, but yeah, really cool. There's a fair bit of tape in there, so I'm guessing. I mean, some of the read-alongs were fairly short, a couple of minutes. I've got some of the Star Wars ones. They're done and dusted, but this looks like it's yeah, it's fairly decent. Actually, there's a fair bit of text in there, so there's a tale to be told. So looking forward to that. Just the images are just like freaking amazing, and it's all like colour inside. Obviously Optimus Prime, and it's just, yeah, I mean, it's amazing, such talent, and don't know how much it would have been, you know, back in the day. I can't imagine. I think I paid a tenner, obviously, for the cassette and for that. But yeah, lovely condition. Its display's nice, and I just thought it was something, a bit of nostalgia. I can't remember if I had this exact book, but I think I had another one in the series. I didn't have a tape. Whether or not some of them came without the tapes, or if it was just lost, or my memory's gone, who knows. And then the other Transformer item, I say another book, but like a fantastic like pop-up book. Obviously they always try and do a bit of a cross-sell, don't they, to the toys, but yeah, you can kind of make your own Starscream like cut out as a bit there, but it's a pop-up, so it's the bloody Decepticon castle. I mean, it's just phenomenal. All kinds, yeah. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love these. I don't see enough pop-up books today, but yeah, absolutely loving that. I can't remember how much that was, but it was probably a tenner at most. Something, but yeah, nice condition. No, I lie, it was £6. £6, just like. And I know, you know, a lot of these, maybe it's a bit different from video game shops where you're going around and there's common titles. You might see them in most, and the prices are probably about the same. But in toy shops and, you know, bookshops, some items, you know, you might only see them in like a blue moon. Not to say they're particularly, you know, valuable at all, so the pricing's always a bit of an unknown. But I just had a good feel just walking around. I was like, this is, you know, it seemed to be very sensibly priced. I've got a couple of like He-Man figures, or Masters of the Universe, I should say. This you'd have to put in the comments if you know I'm just being a bit lazy before this meet, because before this vid I couldn't for the life of me remember the name of this one, but obviously a robot character, and he might need to be a bit loose on the old legs, so he might need some blue tack suspension, otherwise it could be sitting down. But never had this one back in the day. I was a bit mesmerised by the what was going on inside of those kind of the cogs and bits like that. It looks like it's up for a bit of a game of American football. Yeah, awesome. So that's cool. This one I certainly was slightly annoying back in the day, but the nostalgia still kicks in. So Snarf. So yeah, I never don't think I had this one, but yeah, gonna move his tail, not like massively. His arms pretty much go into his big furry chin, so I haven't got much articulation there. But again, it will just display nice. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't have much RoboCop stuff, but saw. I'll come on to that piece in a set. So there's two RoboCop bits I bought. This one didn't have like a decent figure, and I think this is around the same. This is probably around the same time the cartoon, like the animated series, came out. This wasn't out at the same time as neither bits were out when the film came out. But it has still got. It's probably maybe it's the original batteries, but it says a few things. A bit blast of his gun, although he doesn't have the gun. That's the downside, but I'm sure I can find some accessories for him. But the main thing is he's just in like super condition. He looks like he's sat on a shelf. He hasn't been, fighting. Was it Clarence at all. Any of the baddies, any of the goons, but just really nice. Like it's plastic, but fairly like solid figure. So yeah, chuffed with him. And there, the other Robocop piece. Probably the first item I saw when I came in, and you can probably hear me rolling it around. But yeah, the Robocop car. And I think this was like 15 quid for the car, and you got like the figure inside. Like a numpty. I was trying to open it there. My sister's like, no, do it through the bonnet. And there he is. And look at all that. It's like, it's not a sticker, it's all that proper like detailing of the engine. Just really cool. Let me try and open it. The back bit opens. God knows what that is. Maybe some kind of weapon at the back. Who knows? But yeah, really cool. It's meant to be a siren, maybe. I don't know. I have to look into the battery situation, or a poor imitation of the soundtrack. But yeah, it's mega. I mean, it's been played with. It's been downtown in Detroit, and down the stairs, I'm sure, a few times somewhere, because it's battered, it's beaten. But I love it. I just really love it. Some of the stickers at the side are still in good nick. Others a bit less so. But yeah, absolutely cool. I think you can. He ripped his arm off. He's been in the wars. Yeah, it's kind of detachable. I'm guessing he'd probably swap his arm for like a big bloody weapon, or something like that. But there's the dude. Again, good like detailing. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Says that. 2 more bits. This one. I don't know if it was. I think it was just the Japanese kind of name for it, but we knew it as Battle of the Planets. We certainly did in the UK and expect the US as well. But in Japan, I think it was Gatchaman, and yeah, managed to get the Gatchaman ship that was just sitting on the shop counter, and I'll probably do a bit of a close-up vid in it, but everything. It splits into like several ships. It's absolutely bloody awesome. So like the front bit comes off, and then you've got like the green ship, like the Blue Thunderbirds. There's number 3 ship. You've got one at the top. It's all like these little levers, so that kind of comes flying off. You've got this one at the back, I think it's number 5. Which is in completely the wrong bloody order. And then 3, 4. It's just like, it's mega, and I'm assuming over the years they've obviously been long lost, but as you can see, there's loads of little buttons on this thing, but these would be for the missile launchers, so little bits of plastic, which are probably in landfill somewhere, unfortunately. But it's just like so intricate. So if I remember, I'll do a bit of a close-up. Maybe I'll do a let's get physical vid just on that, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toys in one. Just absolutely brilliant. And I'm trying to think how much it was. I think it was about 20 or 30 quid. Boxed. So I'd have to have a look on eBay as I do. But if you have like a decent box one, you can spend way over like $1,000 on them, like in good condition with all the polystyrene and all of that. But this one's yet to be played with. Yeah, awesome. Last piece. Never thought I'd be going for this kind of range, but I was really into, as we just kind of discussed, Transformers, but and I did watch the films for this, maybe some of the cartoons, but the GoBots. Within the shop, there was a few bits which I was kind of pointing to, and the guy was, really helpful guy. He was like, it belongs to the owner, and they kind of rotate stuff that's kind of his collection, and obviously he's put it in the shop. So this one, GoBots is pretty big. It doesn't weigh too much, but it's fairly chunky bit of plastic. The GoBots thruster, so it's kind of about 1 million languages, a bit like the Star Wars, the Tri-Logo. But it's basically the baddies' headquarters, so the renegade GoBots, I guess the equivalent of the Decepticons in Transformers speak. It's their kind of base, and yeah, the artwork is just phenomenal. It's just like, yeah, really cool. To get price out of the way, it was priced for 50. Yeah, with the broader stuff, I ended up paying 40 quid for this. So yeah, it's going to take up some space, I know, but when you look at what's inside, you've got the original like instructions in all the languages, which is cool. And yeah, made by Tonka Toys. You remember them? Used to do the kind of the trucks and the die-cast, really kind of hardy toys, which take a lot of beating. The sticker sheet, see the stickers have been applied to the beast itself. Got all the cardboard kind of, let's say, inserts. It's got workers attached, so it wasn't going to get thrown on, less likely to get thrown away. And then if we open her up, you don't, yeah, it didn't get, and I was looking, so is it kind of complete, because there's a few figures, GoBots figures on the box, but when you look closely, it's like the figures not included or sold separately. Yeah, so basically we've got here kind of the rocket ship, like an enemy kind of rocket ship. And but the cool thing is, I'll show you the underneath, it's a bit of a trap. It does, yeah, a bit of TLC, easy one for me, just a bit of glue there to sort that. But it transforms into proper bloody headquarters. And I do definitely need to get some batteries. It's good the batteries haven't been left in here, but there is like a battery, if you can see, battery compartment there. Haven't tested it, I really should give it a test. See if that worked. All the stickers in the inside are all very good. There's some at the side as well. It's just that one at the front that needs to be sorted. And you've got like the face there if you're in a kind of super like battle robot mode. But yeah, you've got the seat bit. Yeah, little place for your figures, which begs the question now: do I get do I not get some figures for this bad boy? But even the box was just like, yeah, sending out some nostalgia, some love. So I was just all over it. I'm never going to be able to get this back. That goes down. That clicks in. Get the side, and then we're off for a battle. And that's it. Please, if you can do, you're in the UK and you're nearish, or you can get to Retroformers, I totally recommend it. Lovely place, lovely guy, some great tales as always. You always find some really interesting, or hear some interesting stories when you go into these places. And I got to feel the selection probably rotates on a good basis. The price, yeah, it's amazing. All this stuff in total, paid not much over 100 quid for a lot of old vintage stuff. A lot of early 80s. I'm trying to think of the GoBots. I'm making up a little bit. I probably need to verify. Is it 83 to 85? That kind of 85. So it's oldish stuff, but really well looked after. Did these people not, apart from the Robocop car, these people not play with their bloody toys? Crazy. Anyway, links in the description. And hope you enjoyed it. If you did, chuck us a little comment if you picked up any of these bits in the past, or you got any views, or you want to get any questions. I'll have a go at answering them. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next one. All the best. Cheers.